The Kingston Frontenacs are proud to select Caleb Malhotra from the Vaughan Kings Hockey Club.
Well, frankly, I feel like he was the best player available where we were picking number 8. Certainly, we had him really high on our board. I think an extremely high-end talent. Yes, we'd love to have him in our uniform here and willing to take the chance to try to get that player because we believe in him that much, as far as his ability goes. So, I thought we had a good chance to do it. Still obviously try to pursue it and the best we can, but we're going to continue to go down the path of trying to select the best player available. There's plenty of examples of where teams have done this, and it always, I believe, works out long term, ultimately, maybe in different ways, but certainly we believed in Caleb and his talent, still do, and know he'd be a great player in the Ontario Hockey League and have a great future, towards a pro career. So certainly, if we get him here, that would be great, and that'll continue to be the goal at this point.
The Kingston Frontenacs are proud to select Nolan Butter from the Peterborough Pete's Hockey Club.
Well, first and foremost, Nolan's a winner, but he's a guy that's willing to contribute in any which way possible to do that. So those are some of the qualities we look for. A really team-first oriented guy, plays a full game, has a physical element to him, can play a shutdown role, can contribute offensively, strong and reliable along the walls. So really we saw him as a guy that had a lot of the tools and checks a lot of the boxes of areas that, we value, and a guy we're excited to see continue to grow his game here in our organization right away. Well, obviously he's got a little bit of everything, but I know he's a good skater and he obviously brings good size. But he's got some pretty good hands as well. So for us, it's just, being a responsible player, I think is important. And that goes along with his IQ, which you're going to play in the Ontario Hockey League and step in right away. That certainly has to be something. You got to be coachable, understand how to play structures and systems and a tactics game. And, he has the ability to do that because he's a smart kid, but he is reliable in a lot of those areas. So you're not wrong. It's certainly a guy that can be a bit of a chameleon or a Swiss Army knife for us and go up and down the lineup, early on in his career.
The Kingston Frontenacs are proud to select Gavin Bet from the Mississauga Rebels Hockey Club.
Well, excited to add Gavin, as a goalie of the future, a long-term guy here, no question. Just kind of evaluating the talent this year and figuring out that late second round pick when you have a second one. Maybe it's an opportunity to select a goalie. We haven't done so in a long time as far as selecting a goalie that high. So when I watched him play, and I watched him play quite a bit in the second half, especially down the stretch in the playoffs, and he's a gamer and had the ability to steal games and make big timely saves, and certainly showed a high competitiveness. Along with his skill set and his control. Lead puck handler is another quality that I think fits well with kind of our style of play. So he brings a lot of the qualities we're looking for. But I just love when the chips were down, the big moments and tough games against some hard competition that he was able to keep his teams in the game a lot of the time. So was able to see him play a lot in the second half, and through the interview process and getting to know the kid a little bit, he seems like a guy that's really focused and detailed on improving his game all the time and getting better and being able to take that next step. So we thought it was a good spot to select Gavin. Well, firstly, going through when you get into these areas of the draft, it becomes maybe positional needs, and going that we went forwards, and the goalie certainly be able to step up and get a defenseman. Tanner's quality was nice in the fourth round. Certainly, again, a team that played pretty well down the stretch, and I thought he was a big factor on a team that had a pretty good decor. But I thought he was just reliable and steady and hard each and every night, and they were able to use him in basically all situations. And talking to people around it, he was probably as reliable as any guy maybe they had there, and for us, a guy we were able to watch a lot, being in the Oshawa area and see him play lots of games, and every night when you're evaluating their team and all the players, he just kept coming back to you as a guy that you noticed. So we're certainly happy to get him in the fourth round and continue to see his development here moving forward. Just the high ceiling of Camden, to be honest with you, he's a big kid that's got pretty good hands as well. He has a scoring touch. Certainly his game has continued to evolve. It evolved over the course of the year. He continues to work on his skating and development on that side of it, and his body continues to fill out. But he's going to be a big, strong, powerful winger for years to come. Again, might need a little bit more time to become a regular in our lineup each and every day, but he's certainly going to factor into that long term. If you want to build with some big wingers through your lineup, I think guys like him and Nolan, kind of fit that script. We came into development camp, and frankly, he was very good. Camden was when he was here, so we were happy to get him, and certainly surprised, or not surprised, but pleased with the progression we saw at development camp, and excited to see him in main camp here, because we think we got real good value on him. Yeah, I mean, beyond pleased that he was still there. Frankly, when he came to dev camp, he was probably as good as anybody in it. He's competitive. He's super competitive. He does everything hard, and he works nonstop. Frankly, I'm surprised he didn't score maybe a little bit more, in the U16 season overall, because he certainly showed more of a scoring touch in the short time he was here with us. But I do love his competitiveness. I do love his ability to continue to fight to get better each and every day. He's a guy who I think's had a big summer, right? And he's going to come in with an opportunity to make our team. And certainly, I think, again, great value for where we selected him, and a guy that I think is going to continue to improve each and every season, and put in the time to get better, strong on that goal. And when you hear him and see him, he's going to continue to do that. I believe it. Well, very excited, kind of, I would say anxious for it, but looking forward to seeing these guys and see how much they put in. And I think a lot of the times you come off your first year and you realize how much strength you need and to play in the league and be, able to compete on a nightly basis. Often see a lot of transformation in those younger guys and their bodies when they come back after that first year, and it shows that they've put the time in. So excited to see, kind of how they've done that with some of these players. And we've got some really good older players returning here, and a lot of 05s. We're excited about some of these younger 07s and 08s that we were able to get over the last couple seasons, and kind of see how they evolve moving forward.